Why does God allow disasters to happen? It's a question that has echoed throughout history. Why does God allow earthquakes, floods, bushfires, war, and illness? If God is all powerful and loving, why doesn't He simply stop them? The answer is this: I don't know every reason, and neither does anyone else. Sometimes people offer answers. They say it's God's punishment, or that everything happens for a reason and we should understand. But when I read the Bible, I find something different. Jesus himself spoke about tragedy. He referred to people who died when a tower collapsed and asked an important question: were they worse sinners than everyone else? His answer was no. In other words, not every tragedy is an act of God's judgment. We live in a world that has been broken by sin. It is a world where creation groans, where storms rage, where disease exists, and where every human being often chooses violence over peace. This wasn't God's original design, yet in the middle of all of that, God has not abandoned us. Perhaps the greatest proof is Jesus. God did not remain distant from suffering. He stepped into it. He knew grief. He knew loss. He knew rejection. He knew pain. He willingly carried a cross. The cross tells us that God is not watching suffering from a distance. He is working through it with us. There are questions we never fully understand this side of eternity, but we can know this: God is still present in the darkest moments. He comforts the brokenhearted. He strengthens the weary. He inspires ordinary people to become extraordinary. Neighbors helping others after floods, fires, and disasters. Sometimes we ask, where was God? Perhaps another question is, who was it that gave those people the courage to help? One day, God promised that suffering will end forever. Until then, He invites us simply to understand every tragedy, but to trust Him in the middle of it, because even when we cannot see His hand, we can still trust His heart.